But what I do have to say is one of the things that we talked about after we were done with the interviews was this whole thing about acting, the transformation, and you were talking about how to make this feel credible and valid, you really use it to transform you as an actor and bring you into another place. And a series like this offers you those opportunities. Can you talk more about that? I think I hit it right.
Yeah. I think one of the things I love about this is there's a character to play. You know, really being an actor is kind of a reverse engineering job. How did this person get there? And so say if you were playing Hitler, you couldn't sit there and want to pretend to be an evil son of a bitch. I don't think he ever sat there and thought he was an evil son of a bitch. So getting to play an immortal character like this, it raises more questions than some characters would otherwise. And for me, that was fun because you start diving into things and it starts informing your body and really like addressing what does that mean to live that way. And then relating it back into something that actually is a serviceable story. So I thought one of the things for my character, I think that is really serviceable as a character to an audience member, is that fight against our own cynicism. And that's something I can relate to as a human being. And what has Joe had to see? The depravity, and yet the hope, and that balance, and that constant struggle to keep out of your own cynical way. So I think having a character like this gives more room to explore, and those little layers of exploration are touchstones and anchors towards finding a character for me.
And is that transformative you as a person?
It can definitely have its impact. I mean, this one, there was a time earlier when I was learning this stuff, I did a play where I was playing a narcissistic, coked up, kind of an asshole. And I found myself talking to somebody at a cafe, and I was like, no, son, you got to leave that on stage. So in terms of like transformative, like informing me, yeah, that's actually one of the things I like about storytelling, because you're diving deep. You're looking at other people's circumstances, and done right, I think it can be one of the healthiest explorations of self that a person can do. Done wrong, it's a expose of one's ego, and you become a monster. But in terms of personally transforming, there's so many issues that Jose had for this season, which asked me to look at them philosophically, and then how would I address that, and does that reflect back into my own life? Yeah, it definitely has its impact in my life. Good question.
Joe and Chewie have been in season 1 sort of like romantic and steady and sort of a light of optimism. There's a real goodness about them and what their relationship is. We're going to go ahead and assume, because we've watched TV before, season 2.
You mean conflict-based medium?
I've heard things, and so I think a lot of people are bracing themselves for season 2 because of all that goodness and love and light.
Yeah, that stuff. Well, as you said, you've watched TV before, and the nature of TV is conflict. So there will be some conflicts coming up. I mean, nature of storytelling, not the nature of TV. But, Joe, he's spent a millennia hiding. And I think there's a great metaphor they gave my character in that. When we deny our basic nature, when we deny who we are supposed to be, it festers and going to come out in the wash. And so now Bowie's gone, and it's time to do some laundry. Yeah.
Now, I'm curious to know, your character has obviously progressed throughout the show, so how has your first impression from the beginning changed throughout the show, and how...
My first impression of the character?
Yeah, and does that change the way you now portray him coming into season 2?
It does. So that's definitely one of the things about television. You take your stab at what you think things are going to be, and then you get to read the script. It's not like I have the whole body of work in front of me and so there are things that I'm like, oh, that's not where I thought I was headed, and so I need to make some sort of an adjustment. I did a lot of deep diving and backstory writing and stuff for this. I tried to imagine what would motivate this character. One, to leave the fold, to make a choice that, what he was doing didn't satisfy his being, that, to run off with a half demon, these different things. And so I really explored what does it mean for Joe to be in the world. where's his humanity? Where's his interest in humanity? Why does he care? And so, like, I wrote a story about meeting his first native human being somewhere around where Midnight, Texas was before Kokonar came in the first time. And this self-sacrificing woman who saved some children from a wolf and ended up getting bit. And so you're asked, how did it change for me? Because I kind of had gone to those places already, I had a lot of room to be flexible. But also, I think I picked well that it really is a struggle against your own cynicism, I think, at this point. For a character who's been in the world that long to still try and find a reason to show up to the day hopeful and think that mankind will rise above itself when you keep seeing it slip back and do horrible things and whatnot. So I haven't had huge course corrections, minor ones. Yeah.
Were you surprised at the way the season ended up?
This season?
Especially with the big conclusion?
Yeah, there was a few things that, and again, being a fan, like, for getting to read them, you know, we read these scripts as they progress, and there was definitely a point, like, I really love episode 7, and I was reading that and like, how the hell are they going to dig themselves out of the holes they're writing right now? So, yeah, did you have something else? I feel like this.
I think she's trying to.
Are you yanking it away?
Yeah,
Yes, my brother.
I'm all
Oh yeah,
good.
beautiful. One more just for safety. There we go.